Hi, Judy.
Perfect. Good afternoon, kids. So excited to see you guys tonight. We're doing a special episode here. We are so blessed to have this young lady on the show today. And in fact, we're so blessed that we're going to start this thing out with with a prayer.
Okay. So, Lord Jesus, we just come together in your name. We just thank you for JJ and this amazing show he has weekly, Lord. Lord, and we just bless this conversation. We just bless the people that are watching it live and those that will watch it later. Lord, that you would just bless their business. Just give them divine wisdom and divine understanding, divine knowledge. Lord, and we just ask for more. We just ask for more of your grace in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for that.
Yeah.
That's actually wonderful. I think I might try to start instituting that into the show where we just go ahead and start the show off with a prayer every time. I
Awesome.
think that will be a wonderful way to start the show. And, we're 150 plus episodes in and never thought about that brilliant idea. So thank you, Gail. That's awesome. I probably should have thought about that, but hey, I learn something new every single day.
Of
And
course.
that's always one of my goals is to learn. And that's a big part of the reason why I'm doing what I do here with the Kong Family Show is I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to educate others. And I don't see any better way to do it than by sharing stories. And so first off, Gail, you're in California, right? What part of California are you in?
San Diego.
San Diego. That's
Yeah,
where I was born. I was born in Mercy
that's
Hospital.
right. You told me that. That's right.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that what a great place. I do love San Diego. I don't think I'd be able to live there now, but I do love going back there to visit. And so you live in San Diego. You're part of the Kong family, and so let's jump right into it. I'd like to ask you what I ask everybody to start this show out with is how, when, and why did you decide to get involved with Kangen Water, and were you a skeptic like I was?
Okay, well, my story, just a little bit of my background. I didn't know anything about business. I was a Catholic nun for 13 years, and I left about 6 years ago, came from LA down to Los Angeles, and started to learn. I wanted to learn about money, so I got into financial services. So I was doing financial services until my high school friend found me, and we found each other on Facebook, and he's like, "Hey, where do you live now?" And I said, "I live in San Diego." And he's like, "I'm going to come visit you." And he goes, "Are you a water drinker?" I'm like, "Yeah." Because I was always trying to find good water, I would even ask for ice, no ice at the restaurants. But even though they're still serving me tap water, I would ask for no ice, thinking that would help. And yeah, so he brought me I said, "Dirk, I'm okay. I got water. I go to the dollar store. I got my dollar water. I'm good. Buy 3 or 4 gallons of that. I'm good for the week." And he's like, "Gail, I'm bringing you water." So Dirk Adams is my high school friend. He's been involved in the business for over 7 years, and he brought the water, and he gave me, as soon as he got there, he pretty much gave me a glass, and I drank it, and I just, it was just clean tasting water, and I'm like, I think I had like 2 more glasses after that. And so he gave it to me, and I think it was 2 or 3 gallons he gave me, and I tried it for about 3 days, 4 days, and all of a sudden my joint pain was going away. And I'm like, "You need to give me some more of that water." And he's like, "Well, I'm not driving to San Diego. I can meet you in San Clemente." I'm like, "Okay." So I met him for more water, but he gave me a demo. So he was smart enough to show me the demo and the difference of water. And I'm like, "Wow, this makes sense." And so I drank more water, and I woke up one morning with no joint pain. I had joint pain for several years. And I also had a dry throat that I had for 3 months. And he did not know this. And and no dry throat. I had no dry throat, and I'm like, "Okay, tell me more. I need to get on this." So that was last June of last year, and now I get the machine, and my roommate didn't really have a good hookup faucet. I would have to buy a whole new faucet, And then plus she was having some plumbing problems. So she's like, Gail, this is not good. You can't hook it up here. So here I am with my $4,000 machine. I'm like, okay, now what? So I go to one of my friends across the freeway that lives like 2 minutes away. I'm like, hey, can you help me hook this up? And they just looked at me like I was gullible. They're like, why did you buy this? This is you're gullible, you know? And I'm like, well, I would like to hook it up here. And if you're not going to let me, so they just said, no, I couldn't hook it up there. And so I left there crying. And by the way, those two people are now in the business. But I left there crying. I went down and I called my aunt who lives in La Jolla. And I said, can I come over and show you this, the water device I got and see if, you want to have clean water. She's 92 years old. And she said, okay. So I get over there and, I was ready to do the hookup. And I said, I asked for, I asked for pliers. I said the wrong word. I don't even think I needed to have pliers, right? All I needed was to do the twisting thing. And she's like, get that out of my house. You're not going to rip up my sink, my faucet. Get that out of my house. So I had to leave there. So now I called my spiritual mom and dad that live in Claremont, close by, like 2 miles from me. And they're like, sure, honey, come on over to our house. You can hook it up. So for 4 months, they had clean water at their house. And I would travel back and forth from my house to get the water until I moved into my new place in October. So that's how long it took me to finally have my own water in my place. But if there's a will, there's a way.
That's got to be the most classic story of all. The third time was a charm, or was it the fourth time or the third time that was a charm?
Yeah, it was the third. It was the fourth. It was the fourth time.
Fourth time that was a charm.
But I didn't give up because I knew this water was good. Plus, I was with the $4,000 machine.
Wow, that's a classic example of where there's a will, there's a way. That's for sure. Oh man, too bad. So you say that those other people who wouldn't let you hook it up in the beginning, they're in the business now. They are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. They both love the water, and it got rid of let's see, it was a sunspot. He had like an age spot or something like that. It cleared up after a month being on the water. He's like, I think I need to get this, and my joint pain went away. That's what he said. So,
yeah. It's amazing what our bodies are capable of doing if they just simply get what they need. And,
yeah, exactly.
This is God's water. This is the water that God put on this planet that is found out there in nature. It's just that we, as human beings, we've done what we do to just pretty much everything. We destroy it, whatever it is. We just go ahead and destroy it, trying to make it better or whatever, trying to make it more convenient. We go about destroying it. And one thing I've learned with this company is that it's not possible to store water and have it be good for you.
Right.
Doesn't matter what kind of water it is, not even Kong's water. You can't store it and have it still continue to be good for you. Mm-hmm. And so it's fascinating. It's really been a fascinating learning journey. And, that's super cool hearing that story. So how did you actually hear about the water? And, oh, that's right. Your friend,
my high school friend.
I was just asked you if you were a water drinker.
No, well, I was just calling him up to make sure he came to we had our high school reunion. So I was making sure that he was coming to it. So I'm the one that looked him up. And then I go, are you coming to the reunion? And he's like, what reunion? I said, dude, it's all over Facebook. He's like, I'm not on Facebook. I'm like, well, you better get on it. So anyway, that's when the whole conversation turned around. He's like, hey, when can I come visit you? And he went to the reunion, and we got to talk to a lot of people at the reunion. So we are actually 2 people from the reunion already has the water device.
I love it. Yeah, I can imagine that you're just going to do so well in this company because you just have such a shine to you. I love it. It's beautiful. And, I'm so thankful that you decided to come on and share this with us today. And so you've been drinking the water now since what did you say, last June?
Yes. And I started in May and I got my device on June 1st.
Perfect. And so you've been drinking the water all that time. And what do you say your joint pain went away? Because one thing about what we talk about here on the Khan Family Show, we have to make sure that we emphasize that Khan's water doesn't cure anything. It doesn't heal anything.
Right.
It just provides the most important tool that the body needs to be able to heal itself, to be able to do its own mechanic work, because
Right.
our body is designed to fix itself. And we're just providing the most important tool in the toolbox. So with that said, what kind of other benefits have you had? What have you ever been able to use it for things around your house? Have you been able to,
Oh,
because one thing I'm learning, the more and more and more I'm involved with this thing, the more I realize that this thing isn't just about our bodies and our health. This thing is about all kinds of things. It's amazing what we can do with this
exactly.
water. There are over 100+ uses for it. And so I'm going to start asking people in the, as time goes by, to, hey, what else do you use this water for besides drinking it? Because drinking it's only one part of the equation. What other parts of the
Mhm.
equation have you been able to utilize? Or
Well, I tried the 11.5 because I just wanted to see if I was able to sleep, sleep well. And I pretty much, as soon as I drank one, I think I had just 1 ounce of the 11.5 and I went right to sleep. So that disinfects my kitchen, my bathroom. I love the beauty water. I gave them out for Christmas presents. I just filled up the um, little spray bottles, put some lavender oil in it, and gave them out for Christmas presents.
no, that's a
That,
great idea.
that was a great idea. Yeah, you didn't know that. And then what else did I did? I the first month in this business, I gave over 100 gallons of water.
That's fantastic. I
over
would.
over over 100 gallons of water because I was just trying to see how much water I could give out in 1 month. So I gave out over 100 gallons of water without even owning not even having the device at my house.
That is so classic. I absolutely love it. I mean, well, you talk about the perfect example of where there's a will, there's a way. Heck, you
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
are a perfect example of that. And you had the machine, couldn't even get it hooked up. So how long did it actually take? It took 4 months before you were able to get it actually hooked
Yeah,
up at your own
I moved
house?
into my new place. I had moved into my new place and it has a little kitchenette, so it works perfectly. Yeah. So October 1st, I was able to move in, and my landlord they had just bought a filter from Costco, like $300 at this Costco, and I showed them the demo, and so now they're just drinking my water. So I give them my water about every 2 days. I fill up their containers and they drink it. So
Awesome.
and it's
Awesome.
helping her. And also I gave some water to my friend who had some GI problems, and she was very fragile when I first saw her, just really thin, and she wasn't eating. She couldn't eat. She's like, I can't really eat. And so my friend told her about me since he knew I did the water. And I gave her water and I kept giving her water for a whole month. And by Thanksgiving, she was able to eat a whole Thanksgiving dinner. And her dad ended up getting the device for her because he loves his baby girl. So yeah, just seeing what the water does is doing what the water is supposed to be doing. So she's a big person, one of my, she got the device and she just really believes that this water is doing what the body's meant to do.
Yeah.
She was drinking all the bottled waters before.
Yeah, well, I'd love to get her on this show sometime if she's willing to come and
Yeah.
share her story. That would be a fantastic story to hear and
Oh yeah.
share.
And she's a biologist too.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All the better. The more
Exactly.
scientific minds we can get in the house, the better off we're going to be, because it's all about being able to provide documentation, and you have to have letters at the end of your name to be able to say anything about this. And then sometimes even if you don't have letters at the end of your name, you still can't say anything about it.
Right.
And hopefully as years go by, we're going to change that. We're going to, that's part of our goal when it comes to changing the world, is we need to, there's a lot of things that need to be changed. The truth needs to be able to get out there. And right now we're being limited as to what we can say, even though it's absolute God's honest truth. We can't say it. And it's really sad, because the truth simply needs to get out there. And what's the old saying? The truth shall set you free.
Exactly.
If you can't have the truth out there, then what do you have? You don't really have anything if you can't absolutely get the truth out there. Because, like what I say is there isn't your truth and my truth. There's just the truth. It really doesn't matter what you think or what I think. The truth is what it is. It's like the ORP meter. The ORP meter doesn't have an opinion. It hasn't read any articles. It hasn't listened to any professors. It hasn't been to any classes. It just measures the truth. It measures the voltage of whatever it is. And it doesn't care. It just puts it out there, whatever. And that's kind of like the truth. The truth is just the truth. And so I'm happy to be able to have people like yourself on here that are willing to talk about it, that are willing to share it, that are fighting for it, that believe in it. And that's just part of the way that we're going to go about changing the world. And so, what an incredible story that you have. And now I want to move into my next. This is my favorite question to ask everybody.
Okay.
Because of the different questions or the different answers that I get. And all of these, every time I ask this question, I always get an answer that we can all learn from. And that question is this: you're out there, you're at the grocery store, you're at the gym, you're in the, in the post office line, whatever. You've got 30 seconds, you got a minute, maybe, just a short amount of time. And you got an opportunity to put the spark in there, to ask people something, say something to people, and you only have that little tiny bit of time to do it, and you want to spark some sort of interest perhaps. What's your go-to move? What's your go-to, like your buddy was, are you a water drinker? I love that one. What's yours?
I know. Actually, it just happened to me the other day when I was in the dollar store. So the girl behind me was buying the dollar water, geyser, or whatever you call it. So she was buying it, and she was walking behind me out of the store. So I was able to talk to her when we got out of the store. I'm like, hey. And I just complimented her on her, I think it was her hair or her shirt. And then we just got to talking. And so just really compliment somebody, don't go off, saying, hey, that water is really bad for you. You need to have a conversation first and see if they're willing to talk. And I just shared her my story, how I used to buy that same bottled water. And I said, I found something that hydrated my body. And she was willing to listen. I said, well, I would love to meet with you, for coffee down the street. And we did. We met the following week, and I brought her some water, and I did the whole demo at Starbucks, had water all over the place. But yeah, she actually listened, and she's been on the water. So she's in transition in between jobs right now, but she's willing to, she loves the water.
That's awesome. That's one of the things that I guess probably one of the best things I've learned over the last 6 months or so is the whole concept of complimenting and starting out conversations with compliments, and real compliments. You find something real about the person that you really do like, and something that you can give them a true, honest compliment about, and that's always going to help start the conversation. Exactly. And lead it to maybe magic happening, because this really is magic. This company is is something so incredibly special.
It
And
really is. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I
Oh, go ahead.
I absolutely love your story so far. This is fantastic. So what kind of things have you, now we have to be careful here because we're not allowed to, there's certain things we can't say, but it's still something that, you know, we're all moved by, like for me, the most powerful part of this company for me has been people that have said to me, wow, thank you so much for for giving me this water, for sharing this with me. Even
Mm-hmm.
though, like, I even had one friend, he told me I saved his life, and I said, no, I didn't. You did. You're the one who made the choice. But he also told me that the only reason that he decided to try the water is because he wanted to show the world what a scam artist I was. He wanted
Wow.
to prove to the world what a scam artist I was. And
Wow.
he had to,
Re-
eat his words and
gotta
that kind of
repeat.
thing. Have you had any of those kinds of things? What have been like the most heartwarming things that you've had happen for you? And what is it? Almost a year. You're what, 9 months,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, 8, 9 months into it. What kind of things have warmed your heart the most?
Yeah, well, one of my friends who's been on the water, and I was bringing him water for over a month, maybe 2 months, and he had to work some things out with his wife about getting the device and everything. But he finally got the device. He finally got on the water, and he didn't share what happened um, to his body after he was on the water for a while until he was ready to share at a demo. So when he said that he no longer was um, bleeding anymore. So I don't know what to say. Like, have you heard of like hemorrhoids?
Bleeding.
Bleeding hemorrhoids. So he no longer had them anymore, and he was on a 7-day fast with the water, and nothing else was he drinking, and he was on a 24 fast with another bottled water company, and nothing. I mean, what the bottle company didn't. I mean, this. I'm sorry. I don't want to say anything. I'm just saying that this water really helped him, helped his health, and it changed his life. And just by drinking the water, he noticed the changes, and he felt hydrated. And
Yeah. Well, I'm not afraid to say it to people, and I don't make any bones about it. When it comes to water, I've learned something that has just absolutely blown my mind, and that is that the water, H2O, regular old plain old H2O, perfectly clean, perfectly clear, is poison to the
yeah,
human body.
right,
Why? Because it's acid. And I
right.
don't care what water it is acid.
Mm-hmm.
And they call it the universal solvent for a reason. They put lye and other chemicals in it to bring its pH up so it won't eat through the pipes of the
Yeah,
municipalities and the homes. And they do that for a reason because the stuff is acid.
yeah,
And even Kangen water, after about 48, maybe as long as 72 hours, it becomes acid again too, because
mm-hmm.
it starts out, and when it comes out of that beautiful lightning bolt in the box, it's H2 negative OH. It's not H2O. But
Yeah,
after, as time, like literally as soon as it's turned into H2 negative OH, it's trying like crazy to turn back into H2O. That's
uh-huh.
why you need a machine. That's why you need to drink it so fast. And
Right.
and I don't care about naming names or anything like that as far as particular bottled waters, because it doesn't matter. You
Yeah,
can't store water and have it be good for you.
yeah,
Period. That's all there is to it. There's no arguing about it. The science is incredibly
yeah.
sound, and there's just
Plus, plus
that's
it
the
has
truth.
it has sodium bicarbonate in those bottled waters, which is harmful to the kidneys.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like Dr. Michael has talked about, that he's the one who taught me most of this stuff, he and Dr. Barry Awe, is that, you know, when you put sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda, into your water and you drink that, your body can't absorb it. But what it does is it actually triggers your body to steal the corresponding amount of calcium from your bones.
Yeah,
So
boy.
terrific. You just traded heartburn for
Oh, no.
osteoporosis. Yay. Yeah.
That's awful. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
don't make any bones about that, because I know the facts of the matter, and that is that water is poison. It's,
Yeah.
I call it life's great conundrum,
Yeah.
because on one hand, we have to have it. We can go like 3-4 days without it. And if we're not dead, we're praying to God that we were dead. We're like, please take me. Go, you know, I want to die. On the other hand, it's killing you.
Right.
It's causing your body to catabolize itself. And so it's such a fascinating thing, the whole journey with this water, how much I've learned, how much I've been able to teach other people, how I've seen how people don't want to learn, and that kind of thing. That's also a big part of what we're involved with. And you know, so as I'm
Yeah.
sure you know as well as I do, that our big struggle is trying to get people to just look, people
Yeah,
to pay
exactly.
attention and take a look at what's going on. And you know, when it comes to this water, when you bought your machine, were you in a position where you could just buy it, or did you have any kind of struggles going on where it made it more difficult for you?
No, I could have bought it outright, but I rather use the finances of the company. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Use
don't
other
have,
people's money,
yeah.
like
That's
like this guy right here says.
yeah,
Use other people's money.
I'm in financial services, so I know I don't want to have to use all my money up front.
Exactly. I love it. So what would you say to people about that? That's something I always love to talk to people about, because you know, you're from the financial services industry, and you could have bought the machine outright with your own money. Why
Yeah,
didn't you? Why did you use other people's money?
because it's smarter. You're, I just tell them share it with the different types of finances that you can do, the no credit turn down, or um, the what credit approved one, or buy the whole thing. So I just share that. Just depends on just talking to them, seeing where they're at. You know, if they have a problem with their financial problems, and maybe the no credit turn down might be the best for them. So it just depends on where they're at.
Yeah. You know, I think I personally, I always tell people that that's one of the big mistakes that I made in this business, is using my own money.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we bought the machine with our own money. And looking back on it in retrospect, I think that was really stupid. I should have used a 0% card
Yeah.
and got my financing for nothing, and helped
Exactly.
boost my credit in the process. And yeah,
Yeah.
it was, as I look back at it, I'm like, man, that was stupid. I should have used other people's money. That's
Right.
one of the things of success, is using other people's ideas, other people's efforts, and other people's money. And I don't think I've ever seen anything more suited to accomplishing those three things than Kong and water. What do you say about that? Do you think that's an accurate statement?
Yeah. I agree too. I mean, if you can use other people's money, why not?
Yeah. Why not keep your money in the bank, or in the
Yeah.
closet, or under the mattress, or whatever, wherever you keep your money.
The, the bank is like 0.16 interest, hardly nothing.
So
So
I would imagine that you have some good ideas for people that you could help them out with, to take their money and put it into better
yeah,
places.
I'm meeting people in the water business that need help with their financial situation. So we do complimentary financial plans for people instead
Well,
of
you know
going
this.
to those other places. Edwards Jones. They charge like $2,500 for a budget, a financial plan.
And well, I would love to, you know, that kind of brings us to the next part of this little show that we do, and that is that one of my big goals here is not only to share stories, but also when people resonate with the stories that they're hearing,
Mhm.
I want them to be able to hook up with the people that whose story they're hearing.
Right.
And I've said this over and over and over again. I don't really care where people get their machine from. I just want them to get their machine.
Yes.
And even if it's somebody I've been trying to recruit or something like that, if for some reason they resonate with you or they resonate with somebody else that's been on the show and they want to go there, I'm going to be right behind them saying, get it done.
Yeah.
Because it's really more important to me that people get their machine
I love your heart.
than whether they get it from me or not. And, you know, my own brother bought a machine from somebody else, and I was the one who hooked it up for him. Whenever he needs help, he asks me. If anything he has questions about, he asks me, and I'm there to help him. I'm happy that he has a machine. Of course, I wish he would have bought it from me, but whatever.
No,
I'm
God
just more
blesses you.
happy that he
God
bought the
blesses you
machine.
in other areas too.
And
I
so
love your heart.
I want to give you an opportunity here to give out whatever kind of information. Every time I do this, I always give the guests the opportunity to share whatever information they want. If that's every single thing that you want to share or it's nothing, that's completely up to you. But I like to take this part of the show and give the guests the opportunity to reveal who they are, how they, how do I get a hold of you? If someone's out there listening to this 6 months from now on YouTube and they want to get a hold of you, what do they do? How do they do it?
Okay, well, you can reach me through email, which is Gail Young, GAILYOUNG .business@gmail.com. Or my number is 714-609-9686. You can text or call. And
9686?
yeah, 9686.
Yeah.
609-9686. And would love to chat and answer any questions you have.
How about Facebook or
Oh yeah, I'm on
Instagram
Facebook.
or any of
Yeah,
that?
Facebook.
You
I'm
want to
sorry.
give out that info too?
Yeah, Gail. I'm under Gail Lynn Young, Lynn Young.
So one thing about that, kids, if you send Gail a friend request on Facebook, will you please do her a common courtesy of telling her why you're sending her a friend request? Tell her you star on that crazy show with that loony bin guest or host and that Kong show, whatever, and that's why you're sending her a friend
Yeah,
request, or you
that
really
that
love
would be
what she
helpful.
talked about and that kind of thing. Just I always think people should send, whenever you send a friend request, you should tell people why. It
Exactly.
drives me nuts. I probably have 200 friend requests in my friend request box that I still haven't friended up with.
Same with me. Same with me.
Nobody ever tells me why, and I just get tired of asking them, and
Yeah.
so I just let them go. It's like, whatever. If you can't tell me why you're sending me a friend request, I'll just leave you in the hold box, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
figure I consider it kind of a matter of like being courteous.
Yeah.
It's just a courteous thing to do. Just whenever I send a friend request, I always say, "Hey, Bob, I'm sending you a friend request because I saw this comment you made, or you're a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, or whatever, whatever
Yeah.
it may be."
Yeah.
And I just figure that's a great way to do it. So if you guys are going to send Gail a friend request, please do her the common courtesy and give her a heads up as to why, so she knows who you are, because she's like I am. She's got a lot of people that send her friend requests and she just ignores them because they don't tell her why, unless she knows them. And so that's awesome. Thank you for giving that information out. And I hope that people that are hearing this that resonate with Gail, that they'll get in touch with her.
Yeah.
Because
And
obviously,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I love people like you who are out there and just want to connect with people. And like, I'm going to be going to the Philippines this coming July on a mission trip. And one of my friends who's in another organization with Kangen, he's like, oh, I have some people to hook you up to get you some water in the Philippines. So it's like people are just want to just help you and connect you to the right people. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about connecting with people and trying to get to where they need to go in life.
Yeah. And, maybe that's something that you could expand upon, because I know for me, I call this the Kong family because it's Kong and water. I always say, how do you think that gorilla got so big? He was in the jungle. But he was drinking Kong's water, nature-wise. He was drinking God's water, And but it's a family of people, and I consider anybody that has one of these machines that's made the wise choice to get one, that they're part of the Kong family, and I consider them part of my family. I consider them to be my brothers and my sisters, and I love them all.
Yeah.
And I love helping them. I love working with them. I love sharing their stories. I love, getting them out there and doing anything I can to help them. What has that kind of thing meant to you in the time that you've been involved? Have you kind of had that same, it sounds to me like you're kind of in that same ballpark as far as the thought process about the family goes.
Yeah, just really finding out what their needs are and just really connecting them. And it's been I just love how everyone is there to help you, and especially the people that, like Danny, I don't know if you know Danny, he's here in Newport Beach, but he's just helping a lot of people. And, I went to his house at Christmas time. He was like willing to train us and everything. So it's like, even though we're not, he's still not making, they're not making any money from doing that. They're doing it out of the kindness of their heart to build. He said, I'm helping my daughter because I want this company to last forever. I want this to be around when my daughter's grown, is older.
Yeah.
So they all have a goal to see this company succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been one of the best blessings. And my buddy Grant that was on yesterday, he was mentioning that. He said, I've never seen so much support out of any company that I've ever been involved with. I got people coming from all over the place. Every people that don't even have anything to do with me. They're not like Steve Beaumont calls it, support across pay lines. Because there's so many people in this company that are willing to help you, even though you're not on their team, even though that you're not in their downline. They don't have anything to gain monetary wise, but they have so much to gain in their heart.
Right.
And I think that is something that's really special for me. And I love that part about this company, and I'm sure you do as well, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I am looking for someone that's in Springfield, Missouri to help me out, because I do have someone there that would love to have the water trial.
Well, cool. Yeah. So anybody that might happen to be in Springfield that can help Gail out, that would be awesome. And I'd also recommend that you go to there is a Kangen Water Share group on Facebook. I would reach out there, and then I'd also reach out. You're part of the Kangen Water Secrets group, right? The Magic Kangen Water Secrets group.
Yeah, Timothy's
That's
amazing.
where we met. I would pose that question in there too, because there's over 8,000 members in that group now.
Yeah.
And they're all over the place. So I wouldn't be surprised if you find somebody there that can help with a water share there. So definitely go there. Definitely make a post in the Kangen Water Share group. If I knew anybody in that place, I would hook you up with them immediately. And that's one of the beautiful things about this, is that people all over the place, wherever they are, they're more than happy to share with anybody and everybody. And that's just what it's all about. And so it's fantastic. So anyway, this has been a great episode. I so much appreciate you coming in here, and I want to ask you at this point if you've got because we're about ready to close up here. We've been on for about 40 minutes, and we might as well get moving on with our evenings. But I always like to give everybody an opportunity to, like, is there any one last thing that like you'd like to leave everybody with? Like one last golden nugget, one last heartfelt thing, whatever. What just like to ask everybody if they've got one last thing that they'd like to share with the family before we head off and get on with it.
Yeah, just I'm just so pleased with this, with Kangen water and the family, and just what this water has changed my life. And I just like to share with people, like, never give up, never give up. It's like I'm persistent, and even though my family's not on the water, it's like, okay, I'm always going to be there for them, you know. So just keep, you know, there's millions of people out there that would love to try the water, and just just to just to be a friend and just say, hey, you see some, you know, I see a lot of sick people. So I do pray for people. I see a lot of miracles and healings when I mean, the Bible says, go out and heal the sick, raise the dead, cast out demons. And that's true today. It wasn't just back 2,000 years ago. And I see a lot of miracles and healings, but we also need water to survive too in this world. And so I share water, and I just never give up.
You're a professional water drinker with an endorsement contract in 172 countries around the world.
Awesome.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, thank you so much, hon, for coming on here today. That was a really special episode. I love it. What a great story you have. I mean, I love it. A lot of people that got the machine and couldn't get it hooked up, they would have sent it back. And you know, you persevered. You went from one place to another, got turned down over and over again. I think that's such a classic story. I just love it. And I look forward to getting this thing up and onto the YouTube channel, and getting the link over to it so that you can share it out to your heart's content. And
Right.
I know that we'll be sharing it out, and I just absolutely love it. And so anybody that's out there that wants to hook up with Gail, you got the information, hook up with her. If you need some financial advice, you need some creative ways to finance your Kangen water machine, talk to the girl. She'll help you. She's got that stuff down pat. And she can show you how you can use other people's money to get out there and change the world, because we are the Kong family, and we're here to change the world. And we're doing it one glass of hydrogen rich, oxygen saturated, incredibly hydrating Kangen water, 9.5 at a time, one lightning bolt in a box, one smiling, beautiful guest at a time, one informative show, one amazing family at a time. So Gail, thank you so much. Thank you for the prayer to start the show with. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you so much for having me. It was such an honor.
I look forward to having you on again. You know, maybe some of your friends that that have great stories to tell. If you can,
that'd be awesome. I would love
send
that.
them my way. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to get their stories up. And because the simple fact of the matter is, we just never know whose story is going to resonate with who. I always tell people, you never know whose life you're going to change by telling your story.
Exactly.
And so luckily we have this incredible platform to be able to share stories and get them out there. And you know, it's going up here within the next few hours. It'll be up on the YouTube channel, and it's out there to share to the world. So thank you.
Yes,
thank
you're
you
welcome.
so much, my dear.
Thank you so much.
You have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. If there's ever anything I can do, any way I can help, do not hesitate to reach out. You have my number.
Yes.
And I'm always here to help. And
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a blessing. Thank you. Bye-bye.
God bless you. Have a great night.
You too.
Thanks for being here, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Woody hoo!